Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. And we're going to talk about the Lake Guntersville MLF Pro Circuit event. I just came in 24th, so super happy with that. Got a good check, got even better points, so it's going to keep pushing us up those point standings, making our way towards that title championship, which is the ultimate goal. So we're going to start out talking day by day. We're going to talk about practice in the previous video. Today we're going to talk about day one. So day one, I kind of had a general plan. I was going to go shallow. I was going to go look for bluegill beds I already had marked. Had some that had some fish on them, and I was a very late boat number. So I was like 140 something, and I was trying to decide where I wanted to start. I had a couple areas with some spawning fish on it as well. So I was just kind of debating, running back and forth, and I ultimately settled because I was such a late boat number. I was just going to start on some bluegill beds. There wasn't going to be a shad spawn at this point for me. We were launching, started at 6:30. By the time I actually got out there, it was after 7. The sun was way up, and I didn't think that was going to be a player. So I went to these bluegill beds, started throwing a wacky rigged. Let's see where to go. There you go. That Zinker Z. That soft plastic stick bait, and I was just taking this and hooking it right on the middle. This is a Hayabusa. It's their 2.0 FPP straight shank hook. You can see that I cut the actual monofilament guard off there that would hold your bait up if you were Texas rigging it. It's just one less thing to catch on grass. There's a lot of floating eelgrass this week. And I would just take this, and you can see as it floats, it would just sink real slow, put it in front of them, and it looks like a little diamond bluegill. This is watermelon. I also use green pumpkin. I would just kind of mix it up a little bit, going back and forth. This has salt in it, so it will sink on its own, which is good. It gives it a nice slow reaction. I was fishing most of my bluegill beds I started on in the morning were between like 6 inches all the way out to maybe 2 foot, so shallow ones. And when we pulled up there, I could see the fish waking on them. I could see them bluegills getting blown out of the air. It was really cool. So I continued to chase those fish by just taking that wacky rig. Then I would take another guy. I wasn't using a drop shot on him. This was a different spot. I don't have the rod out. I was using a frog as well. This rod here to finish it off, it's a 721 hex. It's a medium heavy action. I use this rod for basically everything. I was using 15-pound Seaguar Smackdown braid. It's flash green, so it's super bright. You can see my line hop when those fish pick it up. 10-pound Seaguar gold label. That way I can make sure I hooked them. They can't see it. It's invisible. That's really good. It's a Rush spinning reel. Favorite makes it's a 2500. Pick up lots of line real quick, so that's important to me. But that was the rod and reel setup for the wacky rig. Once I got into, I threw a frog a little bit. I was throwing that on a 761 hex. It's actually the same rod here as I was throwing that turbo patties that we're gonna go over. And I had that on 65-pound braid, and I would just walk that over there. I caught 2 doing that, and then I filled out a limit with the wacky rig. I had like almost 14 pounds in the first probably 2.5 hours. I had 2 bluegill beds kind of side by side that you'll see, and I would go over and fish the one, and I'd troll back over and go fish the other one. It was a good deal. It really worked out well. I caught more off of it than I thought I was going to start the morning, so I was pretty excited about that. After that, when it ran around, fished a frog a little bit over some grass mats, didn't get anything really going. And then I ran to back of one creek where I had some bluegill beds. I didn't see any bass on these, so I didn't realize at the time that there's bluegill beds also out in like 3-4 foot of water on the day I found it in practice. It was kind of windy, and I caught one out there on this jackhammer, but it wasn't really a player in my mind at the time, at least. And then I got some milfoil that was in 1.5 foot of water, and as I was making a long cast with this jackhammer, I would cast it out there and rip it through the grass, and when I'd rip it, I'd get those reaction strikes, and I ended up calling out. I think I had a big 3 there, and I caught a couple solid 2s. I caught a couple fish. Definitely jumped my weight up a little bit there. I had 3 and 3 casts at one point. I think that should be on video, so you'll see that. But you can see over 3 days, this jackhammer here got just destroyed. Like, its skirt's probably half as thick as it should be. The blade's all starting to chip up. You can see the head on that thing just beating from it, going like that. So it was really cool. You can see that the hook's still good. I went through, I think this is my 3rd. It was about 1 a day. razor shads. These things are made of that elastic. They just don't rip up on you. It was really cool. So I really enjoyed that bite. And then I went to my next spot, which is some bluegill beds with some stumps around it. And that was a little deeper. That was in 4 to 6 foot of water. And I had caught one on a drop shot there in practice, but the water was, it's kind of like this, where it's got a little bit of a chop to the water. That breeze made it so I couldn't see the bluegill beds at the time. I thought the bass might have been spawning on there, which I don't think after spending the rest of the week there. That's where I took, again, this wacky rig, and I skipped it around, and I caught my big one of the day. It was a 5-pounder. You'll see this guy. I hooked it. I walked me around the boat. It was a big one. I was super jacked. Tim was my marshal that day. He was pumped up, so it was really good. And then they kind of slicked off there, and that's why I had to throw that wacky rig a lot on day one. And I would go back into that area, and I could see him cruising around. There's a bunch of big ones there, so I was like, all right, perfect. I got a good spot. After with that one, it cold me up. I got to probably 17 and change. I ended up with almost 18 pounds on day one, which was really good. I was really excited about it. I went and sampled a couple other areas that I thought had some potential because I had the long day. I wasn't doing it until 4:30 that day, so I wanted to have a game plan for day two, where I wanted to go, where I wanted to go check. I caught a couple other fish, some big 2s that didn't help me. I think I weighed, everything was over 3 on day one, and that 5-pounder really put me up over the top. And now we're going to talk about day 2 coming up next. So make sure you watch out for that video. That'll be in the next day or so coming out. And if you haven't already done so, do me a huge favor. Please like, like and subscribe to the channel. How's that for some tongue twister there? That's a little bit of a struggle, but yeah. And if you want to try any favorite rods, use the discount code GB20 on their favoriterodsusa.com. It'll save you 20% off. So if you want to get yourself a hex, it's a $400 rod, but I can save you 80 bucks on it. So it's a good deal. It's definitely worth looking into. This is my favorite. If I could only have one spinner rod for everything, this is it. So have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Oscar's out of the boat.
Woo, we got one.
Yes, nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby. About a pound 3/4.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to the luxury liner.
Oh yeah, number 5.
Number 5. Great job.
Thank you.
I knew when that sucker didn't come up, I'd be like,
Drill back here. I think it'll help a little bit. Yeah, baby.
nice! Kaboom!
Got a 2 pound knife or something.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. It's a fat one.
Yeah.
Shit, it in his mouth. He can hold it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's not the smartest. That's alright though. I like them.
Yeah. He's like me, light bulb only goes to 60 watts. Great work.
Thank you.
Nice. Persistence pays off.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get another one here hopefully too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, baby. How do you spell?
Old Jackhammer. Think she was spawning?
Oh my word. Holy crap.
Poor fish's tail.
Wow.
Big one now.
Yes. Big mama.
Hold that one here. Need some water anyway. I think he's gonna help.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. 2. Number 2. Got some bee juice everywhere. That's good. Glad that opened up. That's always,
Oh no.
that's always good.
Oh, geez.
They're the same.
Wow.
We're gonna go with this guy. We're gonna go with the skinnier one because he doesn't really have a whole lot to spit up.
Yeah.
The other one had some fish in there to spit up, so. That sounds like a good.
Sounds good to me. I like that analogy.
A little strategy in there.
Strategy. So we still at 15?
Yeah, we're at the same. We're not quite at 15. Harper jumping. So the best. Oh yeah. I guess we're over there. Call.
Yeah, baby. Nice.
The old swim jig.
Uh-huh. Look like a little itty bitty brimmy. And he was hungry.
Oh man. You're kidding. He's bigger than 2.5. He's long.
He's got to be bigger than 2.5.
Not much.
Come on, baby. Be good.
On the scale. So that's another quarter-pound. That'll put us at just over 15. That's number 2, right?
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
what you said.
All right, I said the right thing. I just don't always pay attention to myself when I'm talking. Phew. Both of them are thin.
Wow.
That one can go back though. I might need him tomorrow.
Yes. Please be green.
It's green.
Ah, nice.
I don't know how big it actually is, if he's just fighting like he's big.
I want to be. Boom!
That's a helpful one.
Dang that.
There we
Well
go.
done.
There we
Play it
go.
Awesome.
I think he's another 2 3/4.
Oh. Yeah. He's out.
Way, man. and see what he says. I don't think he's gonna help us.
Have confidence in me.
Well, enough belly.
Yeah. At least he's got a little bit of one.
Yeah, not like there's one in that other section. Oh. Four. All right.
Nice.
I didn't have confidence in
See?
it. You did.
See there? Gotta be positive.
You got me like 3 ounces.
Lucky number 4.
There was the hungry one. That one didn't make it. That was the hungry one. That was the